Hey everyone, welcome down to the podcast. And first of all, just wanted to give a massive shout out to the sponsors of this episode, our good friends at NordVPN. Now, we have a deal that you can use if you are looking to secure the best VPN in the business. Go to www.nordvpn.com/roughcut, and that is going to give you a very special offer.
The special offer is that if you purchase a 2-year plan, you will get 4 months of free additional VPN use, which will mean that when you're overseas, when you're wanting to protect yourself on the internet, you turn your VPN on, you tell it you're in a different country, and it solves all of your problems for you all at once.
Yeah, I think over the last few months, it's definitely become apparent how much that I use it. Certainly like traveling abroad to watch mostly like the golf on the platforms that I personally enjoy, and to kind of catch up and to make sure that I'm not missing out on any of that stuff while we're away has become so important. And NordVPN, they've been supporting the podcast now for a number of weeks, and I can not recommend them enough. Has everyone used it so far?
Yep.
Every single day.
Most days, yeah.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. And it's so cheap as well. Like, what, cup of coffee a month, basically, if you want to be protected, get cheap flights, watch all the sport you want to watch, you like everything about it. For that amount of money, no-brainer.
No-brainer.
There we go. And so if you want more information, you can follow the link. However, in the description below, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can also find out the information there. Right, big thanks to NordVPN, and let's jump into the podcast.
Sometimes golf is a pain in the butt. You hit your ball in the trees and then you lip out the putt. But if you've got a little time, then come and spend it with us. 'Cause now you're listening to the Rough Cut.
Hey everyone, wherever you are, welcome down to the Rough Cut Golf podcast, where we have a full house today, 4/5 of a royal flush that we have in the office. We've not been together for feels quite some time, so it's nice to be sat around this cheap IKEA table to once again discuss the goings on in golf. It actually wasn't that cheap.
I was about to say this wasn't cheap, yeah.
I'm pretty sure this is from IKEA though.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
This has got heritage, this table now. I think we need to varnish it. We definitely need to add some more scratches.
If this table could talk.
If this table could talk, it would say, wow, they've got sweaty elbows.
They say, wow, there's 4 people sat around me for a very long time.
Yeah. Wow. The things I could say that's happened underneath this. That's what the table would say. Swiftly moving on. Right. We have within this episode, we are going to be talking a little bit about the Ryder Cup. So we've got Aaron on from St. André Golf talking about what we expect to happen as the Ryder Cup begins. And over the next few weeks, we're really going to be ramping up our coverage of the best event in golf. Well,
That's the coverage there.
Certainly from our opinion anyway. But we've also just been up to Scotland with the Golf Breaks trip. We're going to talk to you all about that. Some amazing videos to come. And also we got Rory winning the Irish Open and Team GB and I getting absolutely thumped in the Walker Cup, and why this isn't a great sign for amateur golf over here in Great Britain and Ireland, or is it just a massive overreaction? Are the US actually getting better? We're going to be jumping all into that. So how about we start with last week, Scotland.
Oh,
Crisp.
satisfying.
Yeah, this is peach and hibiscus.
Yeah. Does anyone know what hibiscus is?
I don't think I do.
What?
Actually, I don't
Of
think
all
I
the
do.
people here, I thought you'd know.
Like, you can get like paprika hibiscus, kind of like...
There's no paprika in this.
No.
I don't think so.
Hibiscus.
I mean,
I think it's a plant.
It's got to be a plant, isn't it?
admittedly, there's a lot of good stuff going on in here, though.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Plants prized for their large, showy, trumpet-shaped flowers in various colours, with different types including hardy outdoor shrubs and tender indoor varieties.
You got a photo of that?
I have.
Oh, there you go. It's an interesting choice for you to be having a peach and hibiscus pale IPA at this time in the morning.
Yeah.
Who knew they went together?
12:55. It's actually the afternoon.
Anyway,
Nothing quite like a cold beer in the afternoon,
moving
Jacob.
swiftly on. I'm doing this for the vitamins and minerals. If you are listening to this, I've just cracked open a lovely Huel, which has everything in there apart from fats, which I'm quite happy for.
You don't need any fats?
Not right now.
Did you eat really well in Scotland?
I had a lot of chips.
A lot of chips.
A lot of chips.
There are a lot of fries going on. I actually don't think I ate too badly. But this weekend I suffered.
Was there a lot of beer? Because there was a couple of Dunvegan trips in there, wasn't there?
Not masses.
We only
really.
had one in the Dumbarnie.
I got to be honest, like, it was quite I think that was probably one of the busiest, most intense trips we've been on for a while, where it was
Right.
like really early starts, worked all the way through, just kept going. We got a lot done. I think it was a very productive trip because we started off at Dumbarnie,
Yep.
where we kind of eased ourselves into it with a social round, which is going to be uploaded pretty soon. I'm pretty sure we can say what we did on that.
Yeah.
Before you continue, a social round doesn't mean that they played golf socially. It means that they recorded Pete playing golf for socials.
Short form content.
Yes.
We recorded short form content.
Everyone else's
at Dumbarnie.
social round is like, oh, do you want to we're not playing a competition, just fancy a social round? Ours is make sure you get the ball in frame.
How weird. So we did that, and yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't film it as a full video, if I'm going to be honest.
Do you think you would have done it though?
That's what I mean, isn't it?
I would say this.
I don't know. It's a tricky one because we did that. It was almost like a bit of a, right, we're here. It's the first round. We filmed at Dumbarnie before, but we didn't have anything really specific as far as a YouTube video idea that we wanted to film. So like, okay, we'll just do an 18-hole playthrough, social round. We've not really done one of those here before. Went out, parred the first, and then just did not stop birdieing holes. And I think course record was on.
It
I think
was, yeah.
We ended up equaling it in the end, 8 under.
No way.
Yeah, after some really, like, a couple of really crappy par fives as well. Like, you can say I could have been this or I could have been that, but I realistically should have been probably 10,
No,
if
you
not
should have
11
been.
under.
It was 8 under with 2 bogeys. One of them was a horrendous lip out on a par 3. Which you should have held anyway. I mean, if buts and maybes, but you genuinely could have been like 10 under quite comfortably.
Yeah,
That's wild.
it was pretty wild.
So they're going to put up your 2 9-hole reels in the
I
clubhouse.
don't think you're knocking off Paul Laurie though, are you?
Paul
Yeah,
Laurie.
so equal Paul Laurie's course record. Honestly, I don't
That's
think they would
wild.
have taken Paul Laurie down
No.
for us. Anyway, but that was amazing. And Dumbarnie is, I would probably say, the most improved golf course that we've been back to over the last few years, in the sense that when it opened, the conditioning wasn't quite right. Like the construction of the golf course was amazing, but the grasses hadn't all fully grown in. Whereas now it looks like it's been there for a million years. Greens were unreal. Just a really, really great spot to play golf now.
Met the course designer.
Yeah,
as
we
well.
did. Clive Clark, Ryder Cupper, a lovely gentleman.
Came second in the Royal Liverpool.
Yeah. 1967 Open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clive Clark. There
And
you
played
go.
with Jack Nicklaus.
And
didn't
played
he?
with Jack Nicklaus.
Yeah, yeah. He just came up, shook our hands. We had a nice chat. We, oddly enough, like we ended up in Aberdeen and we played.
He's 80.
80, yeah. Well, we went.
You look good for 80.
We went up to Aberdeen. We'll get onto it in a second, but we also saw the course designer there. It's like the course designers just keep going back
Yeah.
to the courses they designed. I don't know if this is the thing they have to do.
I mean,
have
I'm
no
sure
idea.
they probably get as much access as they want when it's the course you designed.
So random. But we went there. We stayed in St Andrews, stayed at the Fairmont. I did a little bit of filming at the Kittocks, nothing crazy. Spent a bit of time in the best town in the world. And then we headed to Kingsbarns, which we've not played before, not filmed that before. And it's somewhere I've been actually wanting to play pretty much forever, just because often when people go on holiday, golfing holidays to St Andrews from abroad and from the UK, it's the one course they all mention. It's like, oh, you have to play Kingsbarns. You have to play Kingsbarns. It's amazing. It's amazing. It's amazing. And it did not disappoint.
It was amazing. Yeah.
There you go.
Everyone says that, and he said that.
There you go. It's like a trigger reaction.
There you go.
It's like being knocked on the knee with a hammer.
So you had never been there before?
No.
You'd never been there before?
No.
And knew the hype of the course?
It was kind of one of these things when we were walking around as well. We were like saying, obviously, because it's at the Dunhill, and it's, people have played it and all this sort of stuff. The only holes you really remember is kind of 12 and 15, or you hear about. The rest of it, I didn't really remember any of the holes. Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's hard, isn't it, with the Dunhill, because they jump around so much, so
yeah.
you don't really kind of get the time to take in what you're looking at,
Yeah.
because you're off to Carnoustie 1 minute and then off to the old course the next. But no, as you say, those holes in particular. But like, I think, there's probably holes in there that we wouldn't even think about or not mention. But like every single time you stepped on a tee, you could see, and it was an incredible golf course, and you played some good golf again, like continuation of the trip.
Yeah. We won't go into the scores on these too much. Just don't want to, what's the word?
Spoil the video.
Words. God, the real struggle sometimes. I always
Drink
find
some more of this.
the English language
Drink
is a
some more of that.
real eel that I wrestle from time to time. So we went from Kingsbarns and we then travelled up to Aberdeen.
Eels for so long.
Now, Aberdeen is one of those places. It's a golfing destination that I don't think gets quite enough love in many respects because there's so many great courses up there. But because of its positioning, if you're travelling to Scotland for a golf trip, you don't automatically assume that Aberdeen's going to be the place to go. You know, there's East Lothian, there's Fife, there's around St Andrews, there's around Troon on the west coast. There's these little pockets where you say, okay, if I'm going on a golf trip, I'm going to go there. But Aberdeen really does need to be in that bracket because the courses up there are unreal. And we played the 2 trump courses up there, international. The old and the new. The old is ironically about 15 years old, and the new has just opened.
Wait, hold on. Does that mean that when they opened the old course, they called it the old course?
When they opened the new course, they called it the old course.
Yeah.
They
It wasn't called old all the time.
It's I don't
They didn't open it and call it the old
yeah,
course.
like this is our new course, the old course.
It depends on the history as well because I remember I don't know the exact dates, but like the new course at St Andrews was like built in like 1820 or something. So it's kind of like,
It's like the other side of the...
Yeah, it's just not quite as old course, they should call
yeah.
it.
So in 120 years, people are
still
going to look at
bloody
this one and be like, "Oh, that's quite actually old."
You just
It's
need the
quite
old and the really old
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the really, really
The
old.
ancient course.
And the courses up there are they are pretty special. Like the dunes that they're built into, they are massive. I think they're the biggest dunes on pretty much any course.
So, like St Andrews feels like lots of that is like quite flat, really.
Depending on which one you play.
Yeah. Is this one much more of a like Royal St George's?
There's not a flat bit on this course.
Oh wow.
It's very, very demanding if you were to walk it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which we didn't.
Oh okay.
And then the new course, I think new course was quite similar to Dumbarnie in a few respects when it first opened. That there's patches that are quite bedded in, but it also has from the 7th through to the 14th potentially the best run of holes anywhere in the world.
Yeah. Very fair to say.
Okay.
Like,
Are you going to do Cinque Ports like that?
they're unreal. Well, no, this is a patch. We're going to get onto the best course in the world. So I think I need to get.
Because you said that about Cinque Ports.
Well, I need to get a proper list together, and I have a problem now because we also played at Royal Aberdeen,
Which is your favourite course?
which is my favourite course. It was the final day, and we weren't actually meant to be playing it. Well, we just had this time slot where we were going to go home anyway. So I was like, well, why not just play in the morning if we can? And we just got the best day. It was beautifully sunny all the time, hardly any wind. It was amazing.
Did the ball go where you want it to go?
Yeah, it did actually.
Oh, nice.
We were getting a bit loose at the end, like kind of losing our minds a little bit. But the actual golf was good. The course is special. The front nine there is potentially the best front nine in golf as far as like complete. However, we do have some issues. Have I told you about this? Well,
No.
so the last time I played Royal Aberdeen, it was an amazing evening. Play with Eric Anders Lang. Sun was setting. It was just amazing. And they built some new tees for the Walker Cup, which were up on the dunes. If you're thinking about it, you go down the front nine and the sea's on your right-hand side. So you go out. There's one hole that turns back a par 3, but everything's out on your right-hand side and the dunes are on the right. So when we played it, they built these tees up into the dunes, and some of the views off them and the way it framed the hole was spectacular. It was super, super special. And as we went around the front nine, I was like, some of these tees have changed slightly. So they're more inland. I mean, it's still fantastic. But there was one tee on the 9th. Well, there's one on the 3rd, I remembered, but we did tee off that. Didn't really worry about it. And there was a tee on the 9th, which literally made it one of the greatest holes I've ever played. It was up on the dunes, teeing down onto the fairway, which is set at a slight angle to the right-hand side. Couldn't wait to show these guys. Couldn't wait to show. Got up to the tee, and half of it had fallen into the sea.
No.
Half of it had dropped onto the beach. And I felt gutted. The best way I could describe it was like on the course, I was catching up with a friend who I'd not seen in ages, and I'd missed something pretty tragic that had gone on in their lives, and I wasn't there to support them.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And I didn't know what to say.
Yeah.
I felt gutted, and it was kind of in the back of my mind. I was like, "Oh, this is really sad." And obviously, it's on the North Sea. The North Sea is a brutal kind of piece of water, which is just going to batter the dunes, and coastal erosion is a real issue. And then we got around to the 17th, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And we met the course manager, and he was chatting about the problems they've had. They've built an entire new hole to replace the first, because the first green is at risk of falling in. And the first hole at Royal Aberdeen is special because you tee straight towards the ocean. You tee off right underneath the clubhouse window. It's an amazing opening hole that really sets the tone. And we might lose that green, and we might lose a hole off this course. And I felt really sad.
Well, Richard was saying he's lost 5 meters every year, like in the last 2 years. Yeah,
which is a
In the
lot.
last 2 in the last
That
2
is a
years.
lot.
Which is a lot, and like they can't wait. Like if they lose more, especially from the first green, if it starts to erode, it starts to erode. They can't let people play it because it might collapse. It might fall down onto the beach. So it's not going to be worth the risk for them. And it just felt like I've played this course a couple of times now. It's super special, and it just feels like, well, in 20 years, like one of the best front nines in golf might not be able to play it.
Might be gone.
Might be gone. Literally might be lost. And I think it's maybe the first course that I've been to where that's been a real issue. And I thought, oh my God, this is like...
It's going to be gone.
This might be gone. Like, I might be telling people in 30 years about my favourite course, they might be like, oh,
Which one?
yeah, well, that's gone.
Yeah. It's a pitch and putt
And
now.
I was like, I was kind of gutted. to be
You were
honest.
quite sad when you were going round.
Like getting back from a concert, seeing your favourite band and getting back to your car and you got a ticket.
Not quite.
I think
And that might be the worst analogy I think I've ever heard.
I think you were using a lot of analogies of.
I was heavily analogy.
I think you were using like first date, fifth date analogy, if I seem to remember rightly.
Honestly, I can't remember a lot of what I was
Yeah,
saying that round.
we were quite loose that
Yeah,
final
you are right though. He was speaking about dates a lot.
dates. It was like first date, and then
I don't know. I can't remember.
It was something about like you'd gone on a first date and it had gone amazing.
Yeah.
And then you went on a second date and you forgot to put deodorant on.
it was something weird.
So and it was going.
Oh no! That was
We've all done it.
that was pre-round. So I was like, I've been on the first day with this course ages ago, and it was incredible. And I just didn't want the second date to disappoint.
Right.
And it didn't. It didn't. I'm ready for a third date.
Got you. Yeah. You wore comfy shoes.
I'm ready for a third date before things start falling off. So it's. I don't know the best way of describing it, but for me, that especially the front nine as well, it's such a piece of art. It's an artwork, that front nine. And just imagine your favorite piece of art, your favorite thing in a field, whether it's art, whatever it's going to be. Imagine that there's some force which every year is just going to take a little piece of it away, and you can't stop it. Like, you can't stop the North Sea. The North Sea is a dick.
We're going to build a wall.
Like,
Norway is going to pay for it.
There's the short. Make it.
I don't know how responsible for the North Sea Norway is. Like, if I'm being honest with you,
I don't know. I was just trying to think who was on the other side.
I felt gutted. So those videos are going to be coming, and I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it. They are trying to do some work, like they're building some defences. They're planting, I think malon grass. I think marron.
Yeah.
To try and shore up the dunes, kind of around the first tee. But like I said, there's only so much to do. It takes one storm, and it's gone. It's literally gone.
Wow.
Which is, horrific. But you know what? That's very sad.
That's very sad.
An unbelievable golf destination though. Like I was kind of saying that, like, you've obviously got your St Andrews, and then in my head it was like second was like you say, the Troon area. You got Troon, Prestwick, Western Gales, all that, but Aberdeen overtook that for me because it was just it's unbelievable. Unbelievable stretch.
It's a hell of a destination.
And a cool town. And Brewdog is made in...
Oh, yeah.
Apparently there's a Brewdog in every single town, village, city in that part of Scotland.
Yeah, it's really cool.
We stayed in Inverurie. I've never heard it before. And there was just a Brewdog just popped up.
Yeah.
And then we went to the one in Aberdeen. Was the first ever Brewdog.
First one.
We were doing like a tour. It was
brewed down the road in Ellen.
Yeah.
Ellen.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
I like Hazy Jane. That's a good beer.
You had
you had a
couple
hazy
of
Jane, didn't you?
yeah.
And an Elvis juice.
We had and Wingman. We had a
Wingman. Yeah, I love a Wingman now. Big fan of a Wingman.
Nice, isn't it?
Other beer brands are available.
Yeah. Unless
unless you're there.
unless Brewdog.
And that's where you got to drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tragic.
Well, you obviously before we went to go play Royal Aberdeen, you were like, obviously as you said, this is my favourite ever golf course. Is that still the case, or have you got like a top 5 courses now, or you feel like you do need to actually sit down and think about it?
Probably need to think about it more. I would say that I have a better understanding of what my top 5 is. Royal Aberdeen is still in there, obviously. However, it's going to be such a fluid mix because I think you've got Royal Aberdeen, incredible. You've got Royal St. Paul's. I think those two are probably vying for my affections the most.
1 and 2. Or T1.
Just within the 5.
Right.
Like it's a very fluid list. It's a soup.
Just give us 5, I think. If you can give us 5,
I could
we
pick
can
them out wherever.
Yeah.
So I think Royal St. Paul's, I think Royal Aberdeen, maybe that's telling, the way I've just listed them. You've got, I would say Pinehurst number 2 is still there. I might even throw in Kira Island there as well.
Yeah.
Just to keep it keep it mixed up. And then that fifth one. I'm still gonna stick Shishkeen in there. Isle of Arran.
Wow, okay.
Wow.
It's just vibes.
Yeah, it is vibes.
Like it's not a golf course that I'm going to put up there as far as ones you have to play because of the course, but it's more the whole experience of it's a special place.
And Jacob got left on an island as well, so that was
That's
fun.
true, yeah. I love Aaron. They looked after me.
Do you know, I still get people, when we go to events, I still get people saying, oh, when are you going to make... people still talk about how much they like that video because of you getting left on the island.
You're going to get rid of that, Jacob, finally. You're going to leave him.
Chucked him overboard eventually.
That was good. But it's a good it's a solid top 5.
It's a strong top 5.
We need to come up with a word, because we were saying this before. Like, we've filmed at so many good courses now, and we were like walking around Kingsbarns and like got in the car, and you're sat there like talking about this course. It's 42nd in the world, probably one of the best golf courses you could have gone to in your life, and we're sort of there like, yeah, well, the 8th hole was kind of had a bit of problem there, and there's we've got this like blindness of how good golf courses are because we play so many good golf courses.
It's fatigue. It's like fatigue's not the word, is it? It's definitely being spoiled, but it's more. You start to lose sight of what an amazing golf course is if you only play amazing golf courses.
It's like rich people forgetting how much milk costs. You're out of touch now. You don't understand what normal golf feels like.
Rich people don't drink milk though, do they?
Right.
Because they're all lactose intolerant at that point.
They drink the blood of small children.
I'm pretty sure that's not how it works.
No, but the blindness that you're talking about comes from your... you are very privileged. We are very privileged to visit some of the best golf courses in the world. But you have to have your Sam head on. Sam, who only just got into golf in the last kind of couple of years, will go to one of these places and be like, this one is different. You don't necessarily get that because you'll see the 8th hole, that could have been, or that was, whereas I'm coming out of it a little bit. Sam is still there where Sam thinks this is, from an outsider or a fresh golf perspective, he still thinks this is amazing because he's not seen all of the stuff that you've seen.
It's tricky. I think what I need to do a little bit. We talked about this before about like a top 5 list and like top list of courses, best courses, all the rest of it. I think we should start to come up with our own ranking, and it needs to be done on like a sliding scale. I don't know how this would work, but a top 20 courses in the world, say, or top 20 in the UK, things that we know a little bit about. You've played most of them now. It doesn't make sense. Like, you can't rank the best rate course to the 20th rate course. They could interchange pretty easily. I think. But I think we need to have something where you get a list and you get like a sliding scale, or what those diagrams?
Yeah, like a matrix. You like
Yeah.
what they do with
What they do like football
footballers,
players.
yeah.
like
Yeah.
attacking, defense, all the rest of it.
Yeah.
You're a football manager, man. You know all about this stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe we should come up with a new ranking system which employs that type of metric.
Yeah.
I think it'd go massive.
Like a FIFA Ultimate Team card.
Yes.
With like, instead of pace being like, I don't know, price. Greens. Yeah, right, that sort of thing. Right, okay.
Okay, so what? So you got to come up with 5 categories to rank these courses with. What 5 categories do you come up with?
I think
Course design.
Probably accessibility is going to be one. Obviously, St Andrews Old, one of the most famous courses in the world. Theoretically, anyone can play. You just got to get a tee time.
True. Yeah.
You can't do that at Augusta. So the Augusta accessibility ranking would be like 0.
Well, it is accessible. You just have to win the Masters or be a gazillionaire.
Quite unlikely.
So we're going to put it low.
Yeah.
It won't be 0 because you can.
But it'd be 1.
It would be 1.
So then you got, I don't know how many out of this will be, out of 100, I have no idea. But you got, greens, conditioning, but you got to like have it all year round conditioning. Because like Adair Manor, for example, in June, what a golf course.
Yeah.
In November, you probably don't want to be there.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we need
You're
to.
getting real specific with it, though. I thought you were just thinking just like XY axis it of like just the course in general, and then just like enjoyment. Because you could have like Shishkeen, but then on really, really high, and then just drop it slightly down on quality. But then you'd have like a Royal St Ports as like enjoyability and course quality high, that kind of thing. But you're going like greens, accessibility.
On Discord, we have a club review thread where if you're going to go and play a golf course, you can leave a review, but you have to mention a certain things about the golf course. We don't necessarily care about, in Discord, we don't care about, the speed of the greens or whatever. We want to know about how much it costs. Were people nice to you when you got there? Did you feel like you were welcomed? Yeah. What was the quality of the changing rooms? Was there good parking? What was the beer prices? What was the chips afterward? Like the stuff that is peripheral to the golf often matters quite a lot to people who are going to play in golf course just once.
Yeah.
So I think we need to factor in some stuff like that as well. Were people nice to you when you went there? Because if you go there and the course is lovely, but everyone's really stuffy and horrible.
Everyone's nice to me, though. It's got that face. I mean, this ranking system, it does seem like it's going to take a little bit more thought than I
think so.
originally imagined. So we'll get back to you with our ranking system.
I'm seeing like a match attacks, like in a couple of years, like style.
Top trumps golf courses.
Maybe we should do like trading cards.
Yeah, there you go.
Like major venues.
We are looking for a merch idea. So
yeah.
if you run a trading cards company, if you run Tops, get in touch and we'll do a sticker book.
Panini,
Block some
we're
cards.
here.
Yeah, Panini. Oh dear.
Match attacks, love that.
Good
Yeah.
Lord.
Right. Let us know what you think of that idea. So we will move on now to the Walker Cup. So the Walker Cup, we've already been through this, but the courses that these guys are playing. If you don't know what the Walker Cup is, it's the premium amateur event for GB&I versus the USA. It's played again every couple of years, just like the Ryder Cup, and it's a way for some of the best amateurs in the world to play some incredible courses, and you often get in these teams some of the best players of the future. There were a couple of older guys in the team this year, but on both sides, which I actually don't mind. I quite like the idea that you can still make a Walker Cup team if you're like a 40-odd-year-old. Just mix it with all these
As
kids.
long as you're not a pro, that you can play in the amateur.
Hey, exactly. If you're good enough, you should play in it. It shouldn't be just reserved for the kids. And it was at Cypress Point.
Mad.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, that would be high up on the old graph that we're creating.
The match attacks, that would be 90.
That would be a shiny.
That'd be shiny.
Probably a
It's a
shiny.
reverse hollow.
Yeah,
A shiny. I love the idea of it is shiny, by the way. Oh my God, we should definitely do this. This is a great idea.
We actually might not be able to put this podcast out because if someone steals that idea, we're going to be so angry.
This is a great idea. Oh my God, I love this. Okay, I'm going to make calls. So Cypress Point is low on the accessibility score, but it's very high on the.
Oh my God,
quality.
it's literally seeping into the podcast already.
Yeah, I can see the shiny. I can see the Cypress. Yeah, great. Yeah. So I think there might be copyright issues. We'll get onto this. We will contact you back. We'll have to change the name slightly. It's like
what do they do in? What did they used to do in Pez?
Oh, when they were just like, so it was like Manchester Red or
yeah.
So yeah, it'd be like Cypress
or
Tree
like
Valley or
Brian,
something like that.
Brian
Oh,
Lara
like that.
International Cricket. It was like, instead of Andrew Flintoff, it was like Flantiff and Petterson.
Cyprus Peninsula.
That's
Yeah,
what they're doing
love
now
it.
with the new FIFA, aren't they? Because it's like the EA FIFA, and it's like Juventus is a different.
Oh, yeah,
we're going way off.
Piemonte Calcio.
Yeah, it's like which is Juventus, but
Zebras.
yeah,
Yeah.
Zebras. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, we're going well off point. And this is an event which I don't know. Does it need to change? So it's an elite amateur event, and you could say, because it's an amateur event, because of what goes on there, does the result matter to a wide variety of people like the Ryder Cup? Probably not. But also, you want to be making these events competitive. And over the last few years, it hasn't been. So the US has won the last five in a row, which obviously spans a decade. Now, these things are cyclical. You know, for all I know, GB and I might go on a tear for the next 10 years as well. But it doesn't look like that's the case, because history is showing that certainly the system of producing really good elite US amateurs is amazing. It's really strong because of the college system, because of the high school system. Whereas it's probably not quite as strong in Europe, well, in GB and I. The question is, should we match? Should we go Europe versus the US in the Walker Cup to open it up and to make it a little bit more competitive? I'm on the fence about it. I could see and I can understand why having the option to include elite Europeans as well as GB and I in this, and to get everything all synced up, because there are other events that European amateurs can play, obviously, but it would make it more competitive. It would make it more intriguing.
Yeah, no, I think it's probably something they should be doing. I mean, it's obviously a move that they made in the Ryder Cup. Same thing we talk about with the President's Cup, isn't it? Of like opening it a little bit more. Is it going to make it easier to kind of open the pool? But even if you just look at it from like a population standpoint, like you're talking about a country that's got 350 million people or whatever it is living in America, and then you're taking a very small part of the world in what we create some incredible golfers. And as you say, like a lot of these guys, if they are good enough, will just go over and play on the college system, because that's how good it is. And that's obviously what a lot of these American guys are doing.
I mean, most of the GB and I guys are at college in the US.
Yeah. To be fair, all we really needed to do was just not play singles.
Yeah.
We were right in everything else.
We were 6.5 to 5.5 down going into the singles, and ended up losing 17-9. Which is a bit of a pound.
I'm sure we even won the first session 3-1, and then the afternoon singles turned it back round again.
Yeah, it is weird. It's a very confusing thing that this is something which we see played out a lot in amateur, in professional events, Ryder Cup, Solheim, President's Cup, Ryder Cup, whatever it is. The American teams just seem to be stronger in singles.
Yeah,
and there's no reason for it, apart from the fact that in Europe, so certainly GB and I, when I was growing up, amateur golf, you played so much as a team. So many foursomes matches, 4 balls. The amount of singles matches you played were actually quite limited. You generally always play with somebody.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if that is something which is the same in the US. I don't know if it is more individual based, potentially. That's certainly the way the college system seems to be going. So maybe there is something in that, but it's weird how it's consistent.
Yeah.
And this stereotype does seem to play out quite a lot.
Yeah, I would assume that in the college setup, when they have these matches, they are having a foursomes morning or whatever it might be. But then even thinking back to when we were at Pinehurst and there was that event going on, I'm pretty sure that was all just like singles stuff.
Yeah,
I don't remember them being team orientated. If anyone obviously knows, then you correct us in the comments. But yeah, you are right. It's the consistency of it going through the age groups all the way up until the pinnacle of match play golf in the Ryder Cup, that we see it all the time. But obviously, like coming back to your point you're making before about whether we should open this up, it seems like it is in a stalemate situation where it is dominance. And obviously with the Ryder Cup, you get the switch of at home is obviously the big thing, but that doesn't even seem to be the case in this regard. And I'm sure that there will be a lot of incredible European golfers that would add to that list.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, the Walker Cup, because it is an amateur event, and golf is obviously quite an old school sport still in many respects, and there's a lot of history and there's a lot of tradition around the Walker Cup. I would probably make a slight argument to say there's probably more history and tradition especially in amateur golf compared to, say, Ryder Cup, which, you know, it's not a new thing by any stretch of the imagination, but the most recent incarnation of it with Europe and the US is still quite recent.
Yeah.
Now, the Walker Cup, this idea of it being still like the gentleman's game and all the rest of it, I don't know. I don't know if it would change. And I don't really know if it needs to. But if you want to make it more competitive, it probably has to.
I think it comes down to the people organising the event need to decide whether they want it to be more competitive and therefore make it much more viewable, because we're gonna have an episode coming up which is about the history of the Ryder Cup, and one of the things that changed in order to make it in order for them to add mainland Europe to the GB&I team at the time was that Jack Nicklaus said to Lord Derby, who was head of the English PGA, said, "This is not competitive. We keep winning every single time. Make us better. Make the other team better." So they added Europe in order to make it more competitive, so that people would watch it, so that they could make it an event that people would pay to come and see and would pay to televise. With this being on Sky Sports, it makes it much more obvious that they do want people to go and watch this, because they're putting it on, you know, nearly primetime viewing over the weekend. If they want more people to watch it, they need to make it more competitive. So if that's their outcome, they need to think back, like, how do we make this more competitive? Probably adding mainland Europe would do that. It worked for the Ryder Cup.
Yeah, I think being at courses like Cyprus definitely helps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
I just had to look back at some of the courses that they've just played. Old Course, Seminole, Royal Liverpool, Los Angeles, Royal Lytham St Anne's.
And next year because they're switching up a little bit. So it's obviously every 2 years usually. They're playing it next year as well, so they don't interfere with some amateur events. And next year it's going to be at Lahinch, another amazing course.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
then over the next few years, it's at Bandon. It's kind of in Pine Valley and Princes. I mean, there's so many amazing courses that they're going to. It's really an incredible time to be an amateur golfer. And I must admit, I was more inclined to watch this because it was at Cyprus.
Yes.
Because it's a course you just don't see.
Yeah.
You hear so much about it. You see the pictures, the famous holes. But like the entire course was unreal. Massive shout out, by the way, to the social team. The Walker Cup. So it's on Sky Sports. I mostly watched all the highlights on Instagram, on YouTube Shorts. I didn't actually watch that much coverage.
They got almost every shot out of it.
It was so good.
Yeah.
It was so good. And it gave you a real... It felt a lot more authentic because a lot of the camera angles, they were by the players. And even the spectators, the ones who actually managed to get out there and watch, they could walk the fairways. There was no ropes.
That's cool.
It felt like a really cool amateur event. And I don't know, it just, the vibe of it was great. It's just a bit of a shame, like I said, that the result was so one-sided in the end.
Yeah.
Hey, it'll change. It's Team GB and Ireland won in 2015. That was the last time they won, and that was at Royal Lytham. So there is, it can happen. They just need to change something. Something has to change in order for it to, because 5 years in a row of losing is not a good look for GB and I.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Like I said, great listening to your thoughts, as always. Now, someone who played in the Walker Cup and has had a relatively successful career is Rory McIlroy.
Billy Horsch.
Wow,
sorry.
that's
Yeah,
brutal.
damn it. Wow.
I'm going to be talking to Billy next week. I'm going to tell him you said that.
We love Billy.
This week's Irish Open on DP World Tour, and Rory McIlroy won in a playoff after one of the most dramatic finishes to an event that we've probably seen in quite some time. So, Joachim Lagergren?
Yeah,
Lagergren.
Easy for you to say.
Who's won on tour before. He's obviously a great player, but this would have been the biggest win of his career by quite a long way. Played some amazing golf, eagled the 16. Not sure he meant to hit it quite where he ended up, but it was an amazing eagle, and it set him 2 shots clear going up the last, and Rory had to eagle to get into a playoff. Now, this is the Irish Open last year at Royal County Down, where he had an eagle to get into a playoff as well against Rasmus,
Yep.
and he just slipped out. This time he buried it and produced, I think, probably the loudest cheer on a golf course I've heard outside of a Ryder
The
Cup.
mics were crackling, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. All the social clips are like,
Yeah.
what?
It was
so good.
It was like an impact.
Yeah.
The way they roared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Irish Open, kind of home crowds for Rory, but it kind of took me back a little bit. I don't know what I was expecting. I was expecting the passion, obviously, but the volume and just the sheer wild celebrations was absolutely crazy. And then, obviously, gets into the playoff. Have to have 3 goes at it.
3 goes at it.
Lonergan sticks an approach into the water, just a slight pull, and then Rory kind of gets a little bit lucky with a lie in the rough, but manages to muscle onto the green, 2-putt for the win, and becomes the Irish Open champion. Did everyone kind of watch it?
Yeah.
Well, he had the course record at the K Club before. It was 9 under, and then he shot
It was the
at
other
10 or 11 under.
It was the other course at the K Club.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he just loves.
So I
loves the whole
I
place.
learned this, yeah. So he won on the Hotel Planator last year
Right.
at the K Club, but on the other one.
Right.
But which he does have the course record.
Right, okay. Wait, and he's now probably got the course record?
Probably, yeah.
Well, because then
Course records everywhere.
Hidalgo
Yeah,
went on
because
like...
Hidalgo went mad, didn't
Yeah, but then he had a triple bogey on a par
Oh.
4. It was like...
Well, Hidalgo on Saturday was on for like shooting a 51. It was just.
he? I thought the graphic that I saw, the graphic was wrong. I was like, they've put circles around all of them. That can't be right.
He almost had like a complete red front nine.
Yeah,
It was kind of terrifying.
baffling.
And it was great to watch, and he's a very entertaining player to watch as well.
Yeah, that whip through on when he hits driver.
Yeah.
Like I thought yours was bad. That's
No, his is-
unreal. He like whips it both directions.
He must break so many drivers. Unbelievable. And yeah, he's one of those guys who. This is why the DP World European Tour is so good, because it produces players like this. You know, they're not just like a clean-cut tour pro. You do get some really cool characters coming through, and he is one of them.
Yeah,
like he's not the most consistent player by any means, but when he's in contention, he just doesn't hold back at all. He gives it everything. It's so entertaining to watch.
Yeah.
But
You saw that against Rahm at the Spanish Open last year. Like, you know, you knew, and they mentioned it on commentary, but like, if he's up there and he's there and about, like, he's in it.
He doesn't fold.
He doesn't care who it is. If it's Rory McIlroy, he doesn't care.
And it was great. But Rory did come through. It was a great tournament. I must admit, I don't mind the K Club by any means. It's a perfectly fine golf course. But if the Irish Open...
It's not the K-Cub's fault,
No, of course it's not, no.
but it's the fault of the island has got so many incredible golf courses. Like we had last year, where we went to Royal County Down, and I think when we were away with Golf Breaks, Fordy mentioned that I think the numbers of people watching that event was so much higher than before because Royal County Down was on telly for one of the first times in so long.
Yeah.
You think of all the golf courses they could go to in Ireland,
Yeah.
and they go to the K Club.
Well, it's like with Cyprus. I was wanting to watch Walker Cup because it was there. Royal County Down. I want to watch it at Royal County Down because it doesn't... Not that it doesn't matter what the players are doing.
Yeah, just get out of the way.
But
I'm
it's
trying
like,
to see the course.
You want to see that place. And the K Club, it produced a really dramatic finish. But from a viewing perspective,
It
a
just
lot of the
looks-
holes weren't that memorable.
Yeah,
like,
no.
you got the 18th, you know what that's about because of all the water. 16 to an extent. But even that, I don't think they did an amazing job of like showing that hole
Yeah.
down the river. So
It's just tough though, isn't it? Because it's you know, it's not that they don't want it at these places. It's all about the, you know, accessibility and all this sort of stuff. Like if you've got, you know, 100,000 people turning up at the Hinch, you know, it's
gonna
going
be
to
a
be a logistical nightmare.
they could make it work.
But they could make it. They could. But
That's
you know,
a lot of helicopters.
So, you know, it's one of those things, isn't it? Just relax the rules of that. I don't know.
It's the thing is, it's not anything you can do. You can do it. Like logistically, events like the Open, it's slightly different because that is a massive event.
Yeah.
Like there are certain courses you simply cannot hold that event at, but like you can with the Irish Open. Like you can make it so you can go to some of these courses and to think about the amazing links courses that are in Ireland. And yeah, I know I sound like an old fart, and it's because I do absolutely chuff links courses, and I'm not going to pretend that I don't. But all the courses in Ireland that you have, all the amazing links courses that you can just imagine these players battling around, and you go to this wet parkland. Okay, it's not the K Club's fault.
Yeah.
It's a perfectly fine golf course, and if you are in Ireland, please go play. It's well worth the trip. But it's not the Hinch. It is not Ballybunion. It's not
Ballybunion.
It's not.
Ballybunion.
It's not Portmarnock. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not Rossapenna.
Look, you don't need to tell me. I know.
Like, it couldn't be held at Enniscrone because someone would break an ankle. But it's
that
not,
would be so
it's
good.
not Enniscrone. You know, it's not Arglass. It's not. There's just an impeccable amount of golf courses there, and it annoys me why it couldn't be at one of them.
It's like the British Masters and the Belfry, isn't it?
Oh, don't.
Yeah, it's like the Ryder Cup and the Belfry. The Ryder Cup's history with the Belfry.
There has to be something kind of going on behind the scenes with that sort of stuff.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I don't
Well,
know,
there is. With the
yeah.
British PGA set up there. That's why they had it at the Ryder Cup.
It's going to be money. It's going to be
money.
obviously.
Yeah.
And in all fairness, like the Ryder Cup is honestly, the Ryder Cup for me is different because let's say Beth Page by every metric is better than the Belfry as a golf course. That doesn't mean it's going to be a better Ryder Cup.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's a difference between a
Yeah.
good course and a good Ryder Cup course.
And like the thing is, like with the K Club, as a Ryder Cup venue, what it does, it will produce drama because there's a few par fives finished, there's water, there's tricky holes. That's kind of what you want for a Ryder Cup.
Yeah. The Belfry's got like weird drivable over water and challenge.
Yeah. Like
Seve Ballesteros.
Exactly, yeah.
History and
it's not. The Ryder Cup isn't a stroke play event. Like a stroke play event is a different kettle of fish altogether. And I would like to see players be challenged in a different way than what we see every week. Because that's the crux of this. We see Parkland every single week.
Yeah, which is why when the Open comes around,
that's why everyone's like,
you're like, oh my God, what the heck is this?
Oh, that's why everyone's nipples are erect. As soon as the Open comes around, it's exciting. You know what I mean?
Cool, so make that graphic.
You watch the Open to see a links and you're like, oh, this is cool. And everyone says the same thing. Everyone's like, why don't we see more links courses? Why don't we see it? Why not? This is great. We should do it more often. Hey, what should we do in Ireland? K Club.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, really, when you put it like that.
But when you've got Ireland, you've got Scotland, you've got Wales, you've got these places that have these links courses, and we don't come to UK and Ireland that often anymore as far as European Tour events go. For God's sake, let's use these courses. Pay them what they want.
Yeah.
Just go to them.
Give them the money.
At least we had Hillside with the Kazoo Classic.
Exactly. I've Kazoo. Other car purchasing companies are available. Well, they are now. It's like with Wentworth. Like Wentworth is a really cool Heathland course.
Yeah.
And we don't get to see that many Heathland courses anymore. Yeah, we don't get to see these fine old establishments that.
It's like the Senior Open at Sunningdale. I actually watched a bit of that because I wanted to see Sunningdale.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's I don't know. Anyway, that's my tiny rant over.
Okay, so very good information. Well done, Rory. You're the best. Is we spoke about this maybe last week. Is this going to be Rory's best year ever if he goes to also win the Ryder Cup at Bethpage?
I think it's his best year anyway.
Anyway,
Yeah.
what about Europe's best year ever? Is this Europe's best year ever if we go and win the Ryder Cup?
No.
What?
I just don't think we're going to win the Ryder Cup. I want to believe it, and we're going to be there, and I'm going to see it firsthand. But history just shows teams don't win away Ryder Cups.
I was kind of like blinded by this. I was like well up for it. I thought that Europe were going to win. I played at Withington. I played a competition on Saturday, and was chatting to loads of the members and stuff like that after the round. And they were all saying that they don't think they're going to win. I was kind of thought everyone was kind of behind this,
so did I.
but everyone's kind of a bit.
I'm of the mind that we're the favourites.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what I thought, but everyone seems to not.
On paper, we are. And there's a thing about this. So if you stretch it back over the last, I think it's 30 years, I want to say. Is it 30 or 40? Europe has a much better record since Europe came on board as well as GB&I. But over that time period, it's kind of weighted towards the beginning of that era where it was home and away wins. Yeah. Recent history, it's basically the home team wins every
It's just
time.
Medina. That's the
Yeah, Medina's the old one, and it took an absolute certified miracle for us to win that.
Yeah.
So it's just history doesn't show that we will win, but I would love it if we do. It'd be a hell of a night in New York.
Love it if we beat them.
I just thought everyone was on the mind.
I just think in
gonna...
like recent time, I don't feel like we've ever really gone into a Ryder Cup where people think that Europe's stronger. Than the American
Even in
team.
Rome, everyone was like, "Oh, we're going to get battered," and then we won.
Yeah, on paper, I just like think this is the better team than America, and it hasn't been like that for a while.
Yeah.
But
That is true, to be fair, because everyone
I thought we were
going to get battered.
Everyone
so.
was saying, "Oh, Sheffield,
Yeah.
they're going to dominate in Rome,"
true.
and then we got there, and Luke Donald just sprinkled the magic
what we're
dust.
doing now, then basically,
Yeah,
but the other way around.
Yeah.
Listen, Europe are, I think, on paper, better team. I think Europe have more passion for this event, which counts definitely for something within context of match play. But yeah, it's just stats probably don't show it. I mean, if you would imagine Europe, like there's a lot of US fans that would root for Europe in many respects. Just the attitude the Europeans have to the Ryder Cup versus a lot of the Americans is very different.
Yeah.
We'll put it this way. I did see a tweet. I can't remember who it was at, but it kind of encapsulated it really well. Sergio Garcia paid, I think, $1 million in fines or £1 million in fines for European Tour to be considered to the Ryder Cup.
Make himself eligible.
Yeah. Whereas the US team demanded to be paid to be there.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
It's a different.
It's like McDowell, he did an interview as well where they were speaking to him like, oh, did you get asked to be part of it or anything? He was literally like, if they ask me to make the cups of tea,
At Adair, he said.
I will do that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like, if anything to help the team, I don't really mind. If it's making cups of tea, that's all I want to do.
Yeah, and I think it's just a different approach and a different mindset, because I think US team, if they start winning and they have a really good run, that brings them together.
Yeah.
And winning does that. You don't in football. It's amazing how united dressing rooms are when they're winning.
Yeah.
And as soon as you start losing, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
And I think that's the same in any sport, but Europe do seem to have a bit of an edge in that regard.
I feel like we should probably get an American opinion on this as well.
I think so.
I
Very
think we
good
should probably
idea.
have a chat with someone who might be able to help with this.
I think so. We're going to have a chat to Aaron now from, say, André. We're going to chat a little bit of Ryder Cup, who we think are going to be the winners, the losers, the good people and the bad
Performers.
people. Yeah, the performers. So we're going to get to Aaron now. And I suppose, are we going to come back or is this...
I think that'll be it.
All right, guys. All right. Well, thanks. Thanks for coming. Thanks so much. These guys have been great. And then we'll see them next time. Okay, Aaron, let's
We're going
chat.
now.
Okay, see you. Cool. Thanks. Hey, Aaron. Welcome now to the podcast. How are you, mate?
Peter, good to hear from you. Excited to do this. I'm great. How are you?
I am above average, I would say. I managed to get a solid 4 hours sleep last night, which is 4 hours more than I usually get. So I am chipper.
Yep. And you already told me why you woke up. Do you wanna shout it out again now that we're recording?
No, not really. There's several people who would chase me down if they found out. So
Okay, great.
I think we should probably keep it to ourselves.
Perfect.
Private chats and all that.
That's a great way to start a podcast.
We
Just, yeah,
don't
a
have
secret.
to overshare. Sometimes it's nice to keep things to ourselves.
100%.
On that note, one thing we are going to share is 10 Ryder Cup kind of questions, I suppose, with predictions. Okay.
Predictions. Yeah.
So
bold claims.
I'm mostly going to take the side of Europe here, and you are going to take the side of the US. Now, admittedly, if the US have an absolute storming Ryder Cup, the chances are you are going to win this. And
Correct.
if Europe have a storming Ryder Cup, chances are I'm going to win this.
Mm-hmm.
However, what shall we put on the line? That's the question.
I've been putting a lot of thought into this. We have 10 of these predictions.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming we're going to do a point per prediction, Ryder Cup style,
Yep, or a half.
or a half. There you go. Yeah, if we want to share the point, if it ends up being 5-5, you retain,
Hey, it's
as is customary.
Ryder Cup rules.
Yep, of course. Hopefully we do this in 2 more years, and I will retain after we win. Who knows? The wager. All right, here's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
No pressure. Let me know what you think. If we lose, USA / my predictions, if I'm on the losing side, you get to write a comedy sketch. Under a minute, whatever you want in there. I mean, it could be us Just talking about how great you are. It could be us burning the flag. Just kidding. We'll probably get thrown in jail for that nowadays. Don't do that.
Yeah, probably
But
not.
you get to write a comedy sketch. We shoot it. We'll be together in October. So you can be in it if you want. You can direct, and we will post it, whatever it is, word for word, which is terrifying.
Wow.
And then vice versa. How do you feel about same thing? If you lose, we write a comedy sketch starring you, and you have to post it.
Okay. I think that's workable. I think that's
Okay,
workable. Handshakes.
Deal.
Handshakes all right. I must admit, I don't think I've ever written a comedy sketch before. So as long as you're happy with the unfunniest comedy sketch ever to go on yours, that's fine.
Wait, that's very funny too. Just make it no jokes, and everyone's like, "Wow, St. Andre fell off. This is bad."
Just make it super serious.
That could be really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. Okay, yeah, that's great. Okay, let's do that.
Cool.
So stay tuned, everybody, to watch.
Yep.
Just whichever way it goes.
Someone's getting embarrassed.
Right. So let's go. So we've got 10. So we've got 10 predictions overall. Now, the first one is pretty much straightforward, unless you wanted to go for a tie. So overall winner, Europe or US or a tie.
Team USA. Come on.
Okay.
Gotta. It's not fun to play for the tie.
Exactly. So Team Europe, Team US, those are our predictions straight away. That's fair enough. Right. Winning margin. So how much do you think the US are going to win by?
I'm going to go by 2.
2 points.
2 points, close enough to give you a little bit of hope, but still decisive in the end.
I'm going to go a little bit more ballsy.
Yeah.
And just because I think it's going to go down to the wire, I'm going to say we're going to win by 0.5 point.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like we are going to scrape it. Last match, whoever it's going to be holds a 3-footer just to halve it. Yeah. I can see it. So it's going to be
I like that. That got me stoked.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
drama.
This is kind of what I hope so, because I think with it being in New York, I kind of think we're going to win by 0.5 point, or the US are going to win by like 8. I think it's going to be one of those. So
Totally. So it's going to be a little bit of like a frat party with fairways. So if I could see us just really turning it on, but maybe not. I don't know.
I'm kind of scared. Like I'm really excited to go, but I'm actually like a little bit worried about what a drunk New York crowd is going to be like at Ryder Cup. So
Are you going to be there?
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
We'll be
yeah.
there for a couple of days.
I think I might buy a cowboy hat just so I can go in disguise. I think.
Blend in. There you go.
Yeah.
That's good. Also, this is a rule clarifying question. So I said 2, you said 0.5 point.
Yeah.
If it's by 1, or it's whoever's closest gets the point.
I think
right?
it's whoever's closest. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's whoever's closest. Yeah. So number 3, top point scorer. So the overall player who earns the most points.
I bet you can guess my answer here. I'm going to say the best player in the world, Scotty Scheffler.
Honestly, I think that stinks.
Really? You think he just doesn't have it?
There's something about, obviously he's a different player now, but like in Rome, there's just something about the way he kind of looked, the way he was walking around. It just felt like the Ryder Cup wasn't the atmosphere for Scotty. Now, it might literally jump up and bite me in the scrotum, but I just don't kind of feel he's a Ryder Cup guy. Kind of like, do you remember Tiger and his pomp? Like literally untouchable as the best player in the world.
Yeah.
Didn't really happen at Ryder Cups for him, just because it's a different type of event. Again, might be completely wrong. But I think if you're going to go Scotty, I mean, I'm going to have to go Rory, because like,
Yeah. I mean, I hoped you would. That's fun to watch.
I mean, I think it's going to be, they're probably 2 players who are going to play the most matches potentially. So they've got the biggest opportunity, and Rory's obviously in great form. So yeah, I'm going to go Rory. So Scotty and Rory.
How many matches is Rory playing, do you think?
He's played all 5. I think he has to. I think Scotty will as well. I think both Scotty and Rory will play all 5. Like you can't bench your best players. Although I must be honest, I think if there were 2 captains who would make the call, like if Scotty wasn't playing well and Rory wasn't playing well, I actually think both Luke Donald and Keegan Bradley could bench them.
Interesting. I feel like if I was in Keegan's shoes, I'd be so scared of living the life Zach Johnson lives now that I would be like, I'm going to do the most obvious thing so no one could call me insane. You know what I mean?
Yeah, poor Zach. Oh man, Zach, poor Zach. Right. Okay. So we'll go on sessions. So we got 3 questions. Okay.
Okay.
So we got leader after day 1 as far as team, leader after day 2 as far as team, and then sorry, not going to work because leader after day 3. Actually, no, we'll do that because it's each session. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, ignore that. Okay. So we've got 3 questions now. So we've got the team that leads after day 1. We've got the team that is the highest scorer on day 2, and the team that's the highest scorer on day 3. So the team that scores the most on day 3, it doesn't matter if they win, just as long as they win the most points on that day.
Interesting. Okay.
So after day 1, who are you going for? So we don't have to be loyal at this point.
Totally. Yeah. I think we're going to start strong. I think Bryson's aiming at the green on 1. It's going to be cinema. So I'll say USA after day 1.
Okay. I'm going to go Europe after day 1.
Okay. Why?
I just think traditionally, like Europe in the team aspects of it, so 4-balls and foursomes, usually do better.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm going to go Europe on day 1. Okay. So we're still ticking. Day 2?
Europe. I think they're coming back. It's going to be tight. Yeah, I don't know. I think we're coming out strong. The atmosphere is going to be nuts day 1. Day 2, you got your fiery guys that are going to claw their way back and set up a big day 3.
I'm going to say day 2 is going to be halved.
Okay.
It's going to be a half session.
All right. Bold prediction. I
Yeah.
like that. That's be very specific numbers there.
Day 3?
USA.
I'm also going to go USA on day 3.
Okay.
Yeah. Just like historically, they always seem to win. But what I'm banking on is a European first day kind of rout.
Right.
And just like an absolute demolishing of the US in the foursomes would be wonderful.
You're setting up a spicy, scary Ryder Cup for yourselves.
Yeah.
Right?
I
Europe,
want the
Habs,
tension.
And then USA. Ooh.
I want it. Like, bring it
We're
on.
coming back. We're just barely not coming back all the way.
Yeah. Honestly, I think it's gonna be so close. Okay, those are 3. Right. Oh man, to hold the winning putt. Who's going to hold the winning putt? And let's say we both pick a player from each team. Just because there's no way of like who's going to be closer kind of thing. So the player who's going to hit the winning putt.
All right, I'm gonna go Justin Thomas.
Okay, I'm going to go Justin Rose. It is set up for Rose. It's probably going to be his last Ryder Cup.
Yeah,
Absolute legend. I'm going to go Justin Rose. And you got one.
like that.
You got one more pick.
I'm gonna go Tommy. Ride the hot hand. What were you gonna say, Tommy?
Yeah, a little bit. Okay, so I'll go. Oh, yeah, it kind of makes me feel dirty, but I suppose I should probably go for a US player. I'm just trying to think, like, where would they put this player? Because like the singles is a weird one.
Yeah,
Like, because if
I was thinking that too. Because if I think we're gonna win by 2, it's not gonna be the guy at the very end. It's gonna be a couple matches up.
yeah. Like it very rarely, like in Ryder Cup history, it very rarely reaches the last match. Like it almost never reaches that last match. So I'm going to go. God, who won't? I'm going to go Sam Burns. He feels like someone who's going to be put out like 6 or 7.
Yeah, and he's also the best putter in the world.
Best putter in the world, apparently.
Apparently,
I don't know where this stat comes from. I mean,
I don't really either.
He's a very, very good putter, but the best putter.
But I've heard it on so many podcasts. It has to be true.
Yeah, but I also call myself the best putter in the world. So at some point, you get found out.
It's different. It's a little different.
Slightly different levels, do you think?
Yeah. My dark horse is going to be JJ Spawn. Because we know he loves a clutch putt.
That's true. I mean, moving on to that, we have the best rookie performance. Now, we don't actually have that many rookies. Europe has one in Rasmus. And then the US, they've got JJ Spawn. They got Russell Henley. And who's the last guy? Cam Young as well. So who out of those four is going to be the best?
It's got to be Cam Young.
Really?
That's the, New York guy. He grew up on Bethpage, pretty much.
Is that why he hates golf so much?
Maybe. Yeah, it's a very stoic vibe. He is one that it's tough, but I could see him being kind of that can't lay silent killer, not the kind of Justin Thomas freaking out on every putt. I could see it. I don't know. I'm going Cam Young.
No, you're right. I can see it as well. I'm gonna go Henley.
Cool.
I'm gonna go Henley just because I was saying this to the boys before. Like Russell Henley is somebody who, if you've got a player like a Bryson, for example, or a Scotty, or someone who's an amazing player but might have a bit of an ego about them, might have a bit of an edge, and you want to put them with somebody, you can put them with Russell Henley. Like I think like Bryson DeChambeau, I think of Bryson like a really spicy curry. Like you can't pair him with something else spicy. It's going to be too much. So you need a nice little yogurt accompaniment, and that's Russell Henley. So I think he's going to be in like a lot of matches, and the more matches he's in, the more chance he has to win him.
Interesting.
I would actually
That's a very good point.
Yeah, I would like to see the US win just to see Cam Young smile.
Wow, that's what it'd take, and maybe probably wouldn't even see teeth. It'd just be
it'd be a smirk.
Be a smirk. That's fine. That's huge progress.
We're just getting something out of him. Oh my word! So okay, some player specials. We need some player specials. Okay.
Yep.
Have you been keeping count, by the way, of how many we've done? I've literally lost count.
No, we went a little off the list.
I think we need like 3 more. Okay, so next up, now we've got 2 answers here. Okay. So we need the worst player off each team. So who is going to score the least points? Now this is going to be a slightly tricky one because we need to understand. So let's say Russell Henley, which I don't think, but let's say Russell Henley only plays in the singles, and he gets 0 points. Say, is that going to count, or is there a minimum of 2 matches, minimum of 3 matches? What do you reckon?
I like a minimum. Yeah, because otherwise it'd be who's going to be least utilized, and that's a different question.
I think 3. So you got to have a minimum of 3 matches to qualify.
Okay.
So let's go. I'll go US first. I am going to say Justin Thomas.
Whoa. What's the thinking there? You just hate him? You just hate his guts?
Honestly, really like him, but I just don't. He's just not been playing great. He's just not been playing great, and he's not been putting that well. Like he's an amazing ball striker, and when he's on form, he's a great putter. But he's kind of one of those players in the US team that I just think they're not at their best, and potentially the Ryder Cup's going to show it up. So I'm going to go Justin Thomas for the US, and I do think he's going to play in a few matches. So.
Okay, my US pick for worst player. That just sounds bad.
It sounds bad. It does sound bad. I must admit, reading off this list, that sounds bad.
Maybe worst record.
Worst record. There you go. Yes.
Okay.
Because sometimes you're not in control. Sometimes you're not in control.
Yeah, Morikawa is in my head. And kind of for the same reason. Obviously, he's been top of the game for a few years, but this year is just not quite as strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll stick with Colin Morikawa for us.
No, I think that's fair because it's tricky with this because you can have some amazing players who don't have like great Ryder Cup records for whatever reason. Like match play it's just so different. It's such a different kind of sport to normal stroke play. Okay, Europe. I'm going to go Sepp Straka. Just not coming in great form. Absolutely love the guy. Love the swing.
Love the hair.
Yeah. I mean, it's quite the look now.
Yep.
He has an exceptionally odd shaped head as well.
Does he?
Did you happened to watch the Ryder Cup picks?
No.
I don't know if he had like a background on his Zoom call, but it like put a drop shadow on his head and he didn't have a cap on. It was quite a tough look.
It was definitely a shadow and not like a 5 o'clock shadow with a little bit of hair.
I don't know.
There's like a little darkness.
No, he just looks like he's got a little bit of an egghead going on. But I love the guy. But I don't think.
Okay.
I don't
We're
think
really
he's going to
piling it on. Worst record and worst head.
Yeah, I just don't think he's going to have a great one. But
Okay.
I hope so.
I'm going to go Rasmus.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, I guess this is on the record, but the European team, I like them more. There's looking at the roster, I want to hang out with those guys more. You know what I mean?
I get it.
And Rasmus is the one, kind of yet to fully blossom to me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll say Rasmus.
I think Rasmus is like I've played with Rasmus before, and he's ball striking wise, he's just unbelievable. But like to be a rookie in a Ryder Cup in New York, it's going to be intense. It's going to be intense.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those where you maybe fear a little bit for him, but at the same time, if he plays well, it's the same for any player, isn't it? In that kind of atmosphere, if they play well, just imagine the confidence that they're going to get.
Oh yeah, and it'll be such a huge star after that.
Oh, unbelievable! That's going to be so good. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Last couple.
Okay.
We have who's going to cause the most drama. Now, this metric can be measured many different ways. But for example, last year, you would probably say the most drama was caused by Joe LaCava. So he wasn't even a player.
That's true.
And you could probably say Joe LaCava, Rory, kind of like that combination. So
Yeah.
you're going to take two players to tango on this. You only need to get one of them. But who's going to cause the most drama?
Well, who's going to go first? I feel like we have a similar answer on the USA side.
I can't look past Bryson.
Yeah, okay.
I can't look past
That wasn't
Bryson.
going to be my answer, so that's cool.
Oh, really? Just because like he does everything for the content. So like even if the Ryder Cup is going really well for the US, I think there's something that's going to happen. And imagine what he's going to be like in front of that crowd.
Yeah.
At some point, he is going to walk over someone's line by mistake, and it's all
totally.
going to hit the fan. So I'm going to go.
Egan's going to be looking for him to be on the first tee, and you're going to go to Instagram and be like, all right, guys, day 34 of hitting a ball over the Statue of Liberty. That's a good pick. Cantlay, I mean, gotta pick him. You know, the hat situation last year, the money situation. I know you guys probably rightfully roast us in
Absolutely
the pub
stinks
about that. I
Yeah.
get it. And you just never know what he's thinking or feeling, or if there's human emotions in there. So I could see, but it's always like a back room, start the inception of ideas for the team. And I don't know, I could see him not being pleased with something and it becoming a big scandal.
Okay, so that's going to be the biggest drama. Now, this kind of links in a little bit, like who's going to be the biggest villain? Now, I would
for who?
Oh, for each team, for any, not for each team, but who's going to be the biggest villain of everything? Because
Okay.
I would say last year Cantley came out as the villain with the whole hat thing. Even though I don't actually think that was real. I don't think that was real. I think what it was, he was getting married in Italy, and he just said he didn't want like a big captan. But it turned into this whole thing about not being paid, which, I mean, you'd say it probably played out true in the end. So Cantley was last year. Who's going to be the biggest villain this year? I kind of think to be a villain, you almost have to be in the away team.
Yeah.
Because then he gets piled on.
Because even if you're a little out of line, people will still be behind you.
Yeah, exactly. So who's going to be the biggest villain? I'm going to go Rory.
Yeah.
I'm going to go.
Rory's had a little bit. He's had obviously a special year, the Masters, Grand Slam, but he's had some moments with the press and everything where it's like, all right, are you a villain? What are we doing?
I just think with this, because Rory, like if with the crowd, like when he just in the Irish Open, like when the crowd is behind him, like he's in full flow is amazing. And I think when the crowd's against him, he kind of loves it even more. So I would say from a US perspective, I think he's going to be like an anti-hero, and I think he's going to be like the villain. And you know what? I think he's going to be an amazing villain.
That's such a good call, because you've seen it in him where it just feels like, hey, I'm not worried about doing the media thing anymore. I just want to be popular in Ireland and with my family. Cool.
I love it.
He's doing that great.
I think it's going to be great. It's kind of like weird analogy, but like Heath Ledger in Batman, like as the Joker.
I think Rory's going to die.
No, I just think he's going to be. I think he's just going to be a villain, which is going to echo through time, and people are going to be like, "God, he was good. Oh, that was good." Like, from the US side, I didn't like it, but he was great. You know what I mean?
Totally. Yeah, for sure. I got to say, Terrell.
Oh man,
because especially if you're not fully accustomed to his antics. He's going to throw a flag stick through a caddy's chest. Everyone's going to be mad. He's going to break a sign. It happens. I was in Dubai when he won and walked along with him for 9 holes just to see it. And it was just nonstop. And he won that tournament.
Yeah.
He was playing great. And it was just beating up bunkers, cussing like crazy. I feel like if he's, the New York fans around him and he gets a little bit of a temper going, there could be some fireworks and people will hate it.
I don't know if like the New York crowd are going to love him or not. Like they might actually start embracing him.
They're like, one of us.
Yeah. They might see him and be like, oh my God, I could get on board with this guy. Okay. Rory and Tyrrell as the villains. Right. I think that's everything. I think that's 10. I think we've got everything.
That feels like 10. If it's not, we can just figure out who wins, if it's 11 or 9 or.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that'll do. So the bet is down. And you say you're going to be at the Ryder Cup as well?
We're going to be at the Ryder Cup, yep.
Both days?
We're not going to
both
speak.
Days?
We're not going to speak.
When are you actually heading up there?
Thursday afternoon. We're shooting all day Friday, Saturday morning, leaving Saturday night.
Oh, wow. You're not staying for the finale?
No. Are you there the whole time?
Yeah. I'm going to be there.
Are you working or are you just hanging out?
So I'm there with BMW, but I think most of the stuff that we need to do is, I don't know if we're going to do it all in one day. I don't know if we're doing it like in the mornings, but it's pretty light to the point where I'm going to be enjoying myself.
Yeah, that's great.
I'm going to be in amongst the Yanks. And
so good.
And I could masquerade as a Yank for a bit. I don't know.
We're shooting for the Peacock Morning Show, Breakfast at Bethpage, and we're doing some kind of man on the street stuff, finding the ultimate fans. It could be really funny if you're pretending to be American and we
oh my God, please. Yeah, please. It'd be pretty funny. Please come up. I will definitely be American for a morning.
Love it. Yeah, we'll figure that out.
Okay, hit me. Right, mate, I will I'll see you there. Thanks for popping on. Appreciate you.
For sure. This was fun. And I hope Johnny O digs it.
Can't wait to do that sketch. It's going to be great.
Either way, it'll be funny.
All right, mate. Cheers, buddy.